And death and rebirth is more or less equivalent to change. So here's something to think about. So if there's a mosquito and it wants to make another mosquito, it basically lays 10,000 eggs, right? And then all those eggs hatch, and 9,999 of those little mosquitoes die. And then one mosquito makes it and lays another 10,000 eggs. So it's a pretty costly reproductive strategy, right? But so the way the mosquito works is that it knows that the world is chaotic and dangerous, and it has no idea how to survive in that. So it just makes a whole pile of mosquitoes, and it hopes that one of them will sneak through. And each of those mosquitoes is a tiny bit different from each other mosquito in terms of time and place and also genetic structure. And maybe one's got some little advantage that allows it to survive. But it's costly, right? It's 9,999 to 1. Otherwise we'd be covered with mosquitoes. So the way the mosquito deals with the fact that you can't figure out what's going on is by producing lots of mosquitoes. But the way people figure out what's going on is by producing lots of ideas. And ideas are, the relationship of ideas to you and the external world is the same as the relationship of animals to the environment. So there's a philosopher named Alfred North Whitehead who said, human beings evolved to let their ideas die instead of them. Now that's a smart way of thinking, because it means that you can parse off a little sub-personality of yourself. Maybe it's angry sub-personality or sad sub-personality or an irritated or resentful. Or, you know, and those aren't exactly ideas. They're more like little spirits that are partly you. They're kind of stupid because they've only got one direction, but they're still variants of you. And maybe you can present one of those to someone, which you might do if you're dating someone and you want to, assuming you still do that. If you're dating someone and you want to impress them, maybe you spin off some little variant of yourself that you think is particularly attractive. Probably won't work. I doubt if that'll work. And if it doesn't work, well then you can get all heartbroken and let it die, and then maybe the next one you spin off will be a little more, you know, together. And so that's how people progress. They progress by dying and coming back to life at different levels. I mean, maybe you're just making some little ratty mistake, and so you can let it go and you're only ashamed momentarily. And it's only a little pain when that circuit dies. Or maybe it's your whole damn personality that has to go. You know, and that happens to people when they encounter a catastrophe of one form or another. So that might happen if someone close to you dies, or if you lose a limb, or if you get an illness, or, you know, any of the horrible things that plague people to very deep levels, which might mean pretty much all of you has to go, and maybe you'll actually die. But if you don't, well, you can let go of what's holding you back, and maybe that's your old self. And then you can come back to life. And I'll tell you, it's a lot better to do that voluntarily, before it's necessary, than involuntarily in a moment of crisis. And I would say in some ways that's the lesson of clinical psychology. Confront the damn snakes first. Because it's really hard to get out of their bellies once they've eaten you.